Alright, we're on. Welcome to Timeless Personal Growth and Development Attraction Tips for Men. Stop being a coddled mama's boy, man. It's unattractive. It's gross. Stop it. Don't do that. And that is a common complaint. I'd say in the last maybe 20, 30, 35 years in dating world, and they make movies about it. You see it all the time on TV, and women complain about it all the time. And they say stuff like, "Oh yeah, I got a 2-year-old son at home, and then I got my other man child at home, my husband." Some of that just becomes part of our thinking, and it shows it's a huge narrative in our media and our culture, and you see it all in TV shows, and it's the same dynamic. Like, you use these are the best examples I can think of. 90s sitcom shows like Everybody Loves Raymond and Home Improvement. You got the strong, assertive, dominant wife, and then the bumbling, stupid buffoon of a husband. Especially Everybody Loves Raymond, especially that one. But that becomes the common narrative in marriage or relationships or towards dating. Is there some truth behind it? Yes, of course. And I'm going to explain to you why there's a lot of truth to it. Why there's a lot of truth of men just being labeled a man-child, lazy, incompetent, just another child in the house. Or may not necessarily be true. It could also be just that is the narrative and the dynamic that has been programmed into and conditioned into the female brain for the last 30, 40 years based on our culture. Well, the first part of it, yes, a part of it is true. Why? Well, a lot of it has to do with single motherhood. Boys primarily being raised by their mothers, and being not just with their mothers, but also being just the way they're raised, being too coddled, being too protected all the time, not earning their way through manhood and developing into a man. That doesn't necessarily mean just with single motherhood. It has, a father can be in the house too, but if that dad is a, stereotypical Homer Simpson, or that kind of man who just kind of sits on the couch and drinks beer and watches TV, doesn't really engage, doesn't really do anything, doesn't really teach their boys anything, doesn't really bring them into manhood and experience manhood and develop skills and strength and confidence and competency skills and actually teaching them something. When boys get coddled too much and they grow up into men, they haven't jumped that gap into manhood yet. So they've been coddled by their mothers or even their fathers all their life. And then they take that programming, that mental framework programming, and put that into a relationship dynamic, and they expect that wife or that girlfriend or whoever they're dating, could be casual dating, to treat them in the same way. Oh, take care of me. Oh, cook for me. Oh, do my laundry for me. And it's not just that, it's they expect their woman, their female, to be their shoulder to cry on, and that's not her role. She's not there to protect you, to guide you. That's actually your role as a man, to protect her, to lead her. That's your role. But men, when they've been coddled their entire life, they don't experience that. They don't get to jump into that world of manhood and being a man, and what it actually takes, and the things that you actually need to do to be a man and to be attractive to the opposite sex. because it's time to put your big boy pants on and start being a man and start fending for yourself and doing things for yourself. And a guy growing up didn't really have a strong male role model, and that strong male role model came in when I was in my mid-20s. But yeah, when I moved out of the house and moved out on my own, moved in with a girlfriend. When I first moved out of the home, I wasn't prepared for the real world, man. I wasn't ready. I had to learn the hard way because I wasn't prepared to live on my just not necessarily I didn't have certain skills, but it's just like I didn't have the right mentality to go and fend for myself. But I did know have to go fend for myself, because that got me to learn of what I needed to do. What I needed to do to be a man and to be able to stand up for myself and stand on my own 2 feet and actually be an attractive man to the opposite sex. And it takes work. And ideally you want a strong male role model, a strong male figure in your life to do that. But the last generation, millennials, Generation Z, I forget what the generation is called after millennials. I think it's Generation Z, something like that. But yeah, we've just been protected and coddled, our entire lives, and never had to go through any big struggle. And then we get offended by the smallest things. Someone says something mean to us online. We get offended by the smallest things. Like, how are you supposed to thrive in this world and push yourself forward and build a life for yourself if you're going to get triggered and upset over the littlest things, and just be so overly sensitive of the smallest things, and you're going to be outraged, and you're going to expect people in your life to come and protect you and coddle your feelings and make you all feel good not just as a man, but as an adult, male or female. No, it's time to grow up. Time to put your feelings aside, because in certain situations, in a certain context, nobody really cares about your feelings. You care about your feelings. Sure, and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Stop expecting people to take care of you and come save you. That's not their role. That's not their job. Especially for men who are still in grown-ass men who are still in delayed adolescence, expecting their woman in their life to do that for them. Grow up. It's time to grow up. Take the diapers off and start being a man and grow up. Learn the skills you need to learn. Take care of yourself and lead your family. Even if you're someone who doesn't want a family, well then stop expecting the world to call you and take care of you. You need to learn to take care of yourself. But we don't like that. We live in a world where emotions and feelings are everything. And we got to prioritize our emotions and our feelings. For how long? Because at a certain point, you just got to say, you know what, screw your feelings. I don't care anymore. You go do it. You're an adult, you go do what you need to do, and that's it, and that's the end of it. If there's something in your life that's not going right, that's not going wrong, not going the way you want to, well, take a step back and look at yourself. Are you doing everything that you can be doing to correct yourself? If you are, great. And look at something else. Look at a different strategy and a different approach to take to solve that problem. Because if you're going to be a millennial and blame everything on everybody else and not actually take responsibility for yourself and take accountability for yourself, well, you're just going to keep running into the same problems over and over again until you grow up, put your big boy pants on, and realize no one's coming to save you, no one's coming to take care of you. You got to take care of yourself. Go do what you got to do. And be aware of the fact that you may have lived a life of being very protected and very coddled your entire life. And when you go out into the real world, the big boy world, no one's going to take care of you. No one's going to care about your feelings. You got to do that yourself. You got to take care of yourself. So if mommy and daddy have been protecting you your entire life and you expect your woman to do the exact same thing, man, you're in for a rude awakening. And you need to wake up and start being a man and go do what you got to do. On that note, I got to do what I got to go do. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe. Timeless personal growth and development, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one.